What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. The Las Vegas Raiders have struggled to run the ball all season long. They've been unable to establish a consistent run game, and from the get-go, from the start of the season, the experiment of trying out Zamir White as the lead back did not pan out for us. The Raiders were unable to come to terms and re-sign Josh Jacobs in this year's offseason, so that definitely left a big void at the running back position. Zamir White clearly showed he wasn't the guy. He just showed multiple times inconsistency with his vision, not finding the holes up front. The offensive line also struggled early on as well, and he also kind of had a fumbling issue. And I noticed too, he was a very easy running back to bring down any sort of contact, and he immediately went to the ground, which is something that we were not used to compared to when we had Josh Jacobs, who really excelled at yards after contact. We didn't have that with Zamir White. We then moved to veteran Alexander Madison and gave him more reps moving forward. And overall, Alexander Madison did show us some decent moments. But overall, I think he's shown that he's more suited as a solid backup running back rather than being a legitimate RB1. However, under interim offensive coordinator Scott Turner, a new young player has emerged and he's been turning heads in recent weeks. That player is none other than undrafted free agent running back Sincere McCormick from UTSA, University of Texas at San Antonio. Now, McCormick's breakout moment, ever since being activated from the practice squad, Sincere McCormick has made the most out of his limited opportunities. Over the past 2 games, he has rushed for 97 yards on just 17 carries, which leads to an impressive 5.7 yards per carry. His physical style of running the football and fresh legs have been a real spark for the Raiders offense and has really brought a lot of excitement to an otherwise very underwhelming Raiders backfield this season. And our head coach Antonio Pierce has taken notice. He was asked about this, and to quote Antonio Pierce, he came out and stated, "This is a dude, he's earning more reps, he'll keep playing for us, and the way he's running, tough, physical, hard-nosed, bouncing off, fresh legs, his style of play and physicality has really showed up." Now, the interesting thing with Sincere McCormick is he's 24 years of age. We really haven't seen him. The Raiders signed him as a UDFA back in 2022. We saw him a little bit in the preseason, but it's a lot different than being in an official regular season. And I'm not sure exactly what delayed him from finally seeing time on the football field, but he's finally been out there and he's starting to look like a potential starting caliber running back for us. Now, personally, what do I think makes Sincere McCormick look so intriguing and potentially being a special piece for us moving forward? After just watching his tape, to me, something that really just stands out to me is he brings several traits to the table that have been missing from the Raiders ground game. First, I like the vision he shows on tape. Sincere McCormick has shown solid vision as a runner, consistently finding gaps in the offensive line and taking advantage of defensive breakdowns that lead to solid gains on the ground. Another thing I noticed is he has good burst. He has a good ability to accelerate quickly to the first level of the defense to hit the hole, which has allowed him to break off some chunk plays in the run game. Another thing I really like about him is that toughness he's bringing. Antonio Pierce mentioned this, but I think something that was really missing with Zamir White was he was just often a guy that would just immediately go down on the first contact, versus Sincere McCormick. He seems kind of like a bowling ball at times. He's a smaller running back, but he seems pretty powerful for his size, and he's always fighting for extra yards. He bounces off the tacklers and consistently gains yards after contact, so that's something that I really like to see. Also too, he has that number 28, and he reminds me a little bit of Josh Jacobs in that sense. He kind of looks like him with that number and just this playing style at times, so that's definitely very interesting and exciting to see from him. And lastly, the IQ he possesses as a running back. To me, you just kind of look at him, it just feels like he has an instinctive feel for the game as a running back. showing a knack for finding creases and getting solid gains on the ground. Now, one area where Sincere McCormick really hasn't been heavily utilized thus far has been as a receiver. It would be great to see how he performs catching passes out of the backfield in the coming weeks, since that's always a huge plus in today's NFL if your running back can be consistent catching the ball out of the backfield, especially since the Raiders offense could definitely benefit from a more dynamic option in the passing game if he could do this more consistently. So ultimately, we'll just have to see with Sincere McCormick. The sample size is small, but so far what he's shown, he's been super effective. I like what I see, and I feel like this could be a potential hidden gem. He could be a potential diamond in the rough for the Las Vegas Raiders. His performances over the past few weeks have injected some much needed energy into the running game. His physicality is something that the team has been missing all season long. And one thing too, I mean, the offensive line seems like it's starting to gel a little bit more with the moves of putting Jackson Powers-Johnson at the center position full time. With Jordan Meredith out there, they've been getting better the past few weeks. Last week against the Kansas City Chiefs, I think that was definitely their best performance all season long, and that's really exciting moving forward. And if they can continue this should be a great opportunity for Sincere McCormick in the final stage of the regular season to put out some solid performances out there and potentially gain his spot as the Raiders starting running back for years to come. As the Raiders enter the final 5 weeks of the regular season, Sincere McCormick's role should only continue to expand. The team is in a prime position to just evaluate him further, give him as many reps as possible, put him out there as the lead back, as RB1, just to ultimately see if he can be a long-term solution in the backfield. This NFL draft too, it's loaded at the running back position, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to draft a running back. Hopefully Sincere can continue to ball out. That way you could get a potential 1-2 punch combination in the backfield for the silver and black. But I definitely really like the story of Sincere McCormick. You always like to see these UDFA guys that, they're players that a lot of people don't really recognize. Nobody's really talking about them. And if they can burst out on the scene and make a name for themselves, that's always super exciting to see. And Sincere McCormick has all the tools to potentially be a solid piece for us moving forward at the running back position. But for now, the Raider Nation can continue to look forward to seeing more of number 28 out there as he continues to make a mark on this football team. And although the season is a wash when it comes to competing, when it comes to like making the playoffs, I mean, the Raiders are mathematically already eliminated at 2-10. But with the new offensive coordinator, Scott Turner, the improvement when it comes to play calling, with Aiden O'Connell being the quarterback now, and with Sincere McCormick being poised to get a lot more snaps, I haven't been able to say this for quite a while, but I am excited to watch this Raiders offense moving forward in the last final weeks of the regular season. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below of Sincere McCormick. But with that being said, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel and you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.